If you say something is taboo, well, that's the thing I wanna do. Do it black and blue. Let's be bad. Guns and gangsters sue me fine. Al Capone is a buddy of mine. He's my big shot Valentine. Let's be bad.
Okay, I'm gonna try to wrap this up, but I'm really gonna fail. But I'm gonna wrap up my review of the actual book, and then in the next video I'm gonna talk about the cultural phenomenon that is 50 Shades and the controversy it's creating, and whether I think certain things they're doing in regards to this book are right or wrong. But anyway, yes, one thing that was bad, there was lots of things that were bad about the way this book is written, but one of the main things was overuse of certain words or phrases. I touched on some of those already. The oh my, and can't remember the other ones that I mentioned, so I'm just going to move on. She mentions a lot of stuff about her inner goddess, which is, I guess, supposed to represent her sexual side. I'm sorry, Anna mentions that a lot. And just, it was always inner goddess this, or inner goddess that. You know, my inner goddess was doing backflips, and my inner goddess was doing this, or my conscience was doing this, or that. Those were the two voices beyond her own. She treated them like separate characters almost. Anyway, when she used to say my inner goddess, or my, she didn't use the word conscience. What did she use? Subconscious, that's what it was. And anyway, she said those two things a lot, either my inner goddess or my subconscious. And the amount of times that was used, so annoying. The other things that were overused were pet name Baby. He says baby so many times in this book. Christian does so many times, and it's just like there are other pet names in the world. But at least switch it up a bit so it doesn't annoy your audience, because right now it's annoying your audience. There's a part. He has this obsession with biting her lip. I don't get it. I mean, in the first couple times, yeah, I can see how that would be hot. But when it's so overused, like it was here, like, it gets creepy. And it got really creepy really fast. What else got really overused? Oh, they call each other either, most of the time, Miss Steele or Mr. Gray, which I don't get. Like, the first couple of times, yeah, it's cute. Yeah. Like, that's adorable. But they use it, they're so formal, it's almost like they're not lovers. It's a business contract. Oh, that's one thing I forgot to mention was the freaking contract, which was sick, by the way. But I'll get into that. That's gonna be the main 18 part. It's that goddamn contract. But anyway, I'm getting off track. Speaking of contract. Yeah, what else was overused? Pet name Baby. Mr. Gray and Miss Steele were annoying. They called each other that all the time. It got annoying. Oh, and this might have just been with the audiobook, but for their emails, the narrator who was narrating the audiobook would always say, from blah 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 to blah 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 at insert time here, and then say the subject, you know. And I'm like, maybe we do need to know the subject line, but we don't need to know from whom to whom, because we can sort of get it that it's back and forth. You don't have to say it all the time. It gets really annoying. And the email thing I don't get. Why didn't they just like MSN or whatever the, you know, instant BlackBerry message? Why didn't they BBM? That's what I mean, because they were shooting emails back and forth. It wasn't like an hour had passed. It was seconds. They were sprinting things off, these things off like they were instant messages. And anyway, so why not just use BBM? Because they both have Blackberries. So why would you do that? And it got really annoying really fast. Overuse of other words. What else was overused? Oh, the word orgasm. So overused in this book. It's like, okay, as a romance writer of a sexual nature, I understand that, you know, orgasm is very important when writing a romance novel. But there are other ways to say orgasm rather than just orgasm. They could just use, like, you know, I don't know, like, they could have just used more metaphor instead of just saying orgasm. Not that there's anything wrong with the word orgasm. I've said that like 6 times. There's nothing wrong with that word, but I find with books like this, you gotta pretty the language up. So at least switch it up every once in a while and pretty it up so that your audience doesn't get annoyed. There were so many things in this book that were overused, I got so annoyed. And that was one of them. Another thing I found annoying, Mr. Gray's sexual stamina. No man can do that. And I understand it's a soft porn novel, for not like a better term. That is the best term, because that's what this is. And I understand that. But when it gets to the point where, like, I was laughing and going like, because it got so out of hand and so not realistic, even to the point of going, oh, I know this isn't real, but I can go with it. It just got ridiculously, I couldn't suspend my disbelief anymore. It was like so annoying. I'm just like, I'm tired of this. I want some plot. Please, God, give me plot. The very little of it that's here, give me plot. Some of the most disturbing sex scenes, okay. Mature content. Woo, woo, woo. Okay. One of the most disturbing things, other than the beating at the end, which I already talked about at length, so I'm not going to elaborate on that, because I already did. The Red Room of Pain, or Playroom, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Hate it so much. So much hatred right now. I don't like it. And Anna sort of seems to be on the fence about it as well. But I come firmly on the side of hate. And I understand that if she likes it, it's okay, but she didn't. She said she's just doing it for him because it's what he needs. And, like, as sweet as that is, I don't know, that's one I found very disturbing. And, the various beatings, I felt sick. This book made me ill. With just it's not that I felt dirty or ashamed. I felt ill because this woman is obviously so abused, and I'm reading about it, and it's like, you feel the conflict she's feeling, and it made me very uneasy to feel that. But again, that's why, one of the reasons I like this book, is it makes you feel things that most romance novels don't. Most romance novels are all flowers and hearts and puppies and kittens, and they're tra-la-la, and this isn't. This is very dark. Shows you the darker side of a sexual relationship. And I'm not saying we need more of that, because I read books to make me happy. And obviously that doesn't make people very happy. But, I felt so uneasy reading this just because of the way she's able to describe things. That's one thing. Most of the time, her descriptions of things suck. But when she's describing the beatings, you can see it. You can almost feel it. I'm like, oh God. Just, oh God, no. No. Yeah. No. What else? Let me see. Oh, I forgot to talk about the side characters. Kate, who is Anna's roommate. Love Kate. Kate's got a good head on her shoulders. Yeah, it's, Kate is the one that seems rational in this entire book, because she's like, you should leave him because he's a dick, and I'm like, she doesn't even know about their relationship, like, sexually, but she can see he's a dick, and she's like, you should leave him, and I'm like, thank you! Somebody has a voice of reason. Elliot, who is Kristen's brother, who is dating Kate, is awesome, and we should just get a book on him, please. Cause I could read a book about Elliot all day. E.L. James, get on that shit. I will read that crap. Okay, anyway, he's the hopeless romantic who is just like Kristen, except not fucked up. Or at least from what we see, not fucked up. So, give me more of that, please. He's just a really nice guy who treats Kate like a princess, and is really what a romance hero should be. In a classic romance novel. So, yeah, give me more of that. And then you got Jose, who I think is supposed to be, it's obvious he was based on, Jacob Black. And, Jose is a photographer who is friends with Kate and Anna. He has a little bit of a crush on Anna. At one point he tries to kiss Anna, and luckily Kristen stops him, because Anna doesn't want that. So that's why I feel uneasy about Kristen. He does good things, but then he does super bad things that outweigh the good. So I was like seesawing the entire book till I finally came down on one side of, you're just fucked up. What else? Anna's mother. I love Anna's mother. She's hysterical. And also seems to be a voice of reason. And just wants her daughter to have a good life and do what she wants and just be happy. And she's funny, and I love the mom in this. She's so great. And what else do we have? I think I covered most of them. And then there's Kristen's parents, who we only see for a brief second. They seem alright. on Christian's sister, whose name I don't remember, but so that goes to show you how memorable and important she is, at least in this book. But she was nice, you know, obviously based on the character of Alice Cohen. Happy and go-lucky, and she's like, we thought Christian was gay, you know, because he never brought a girl home. And, you know, she was funny. But I can't remember her name because she really was not that important. Most of the characters in this, not important. Except Brandon and Kristen, of course. But the side characters, not so much. Really, you could take, like, the parents and the sister out of it. And maybe even... No, not Jose. You need Jose to show how fucked up and controlling Kristen is towards her with other men. But, yeah. You could take the sister and Kristen's parents out. And Anna's stepdad. And possibly Anna's dad. And miss nothing. They could just be written out. There'd be nothing missing. So really, you shouldn't have characters like that you don't need, unless it's like gonna build something about your character to show that he was this really happened. Like, in my book, for a split second, you meet one of my main heroes' old professors at a ball. And I just did that just to show that, you know, he was an upstanding member of the Vampire Society, and people obviously knew him. But really, at least there was a point to that. There's no point to this. Like, it's not like Christian, we need Christian's parents, because it's not like he's a small child anymore. You know, so he doesn't need them to raise him or anything, and they don't add a lot to the story, so why are they there? I don't know. But, I guess that's I have a mishmash of thoughts. I'll try to get through them quickly. I thought I was finished, but I'm not. One of the other things that were cute that I forgot to mention was, there's a scene where they dance to Frank Sinatra in the living room, which is cute. I love that, because I love Frank Sinatra. Frank is awesome. It's just, what else? Oh, the IHOP. Really? There's one point where they almost have sex in an IHOP. It's gross. If the International House of Pancake had become the International House of Porn, I couldn't have handled that. That would have been too gross for me, because the bathroom's probably filthy. Plus, you just don't do that in public, because you could get caught, and that would be awkward for everybody involved. But luckily, that almost happened, but it didn't. So there's a blessing. Yeah. Her leaving Christian at the end, I'll reiterate, awesome. Obviously she's gonna go back. I just hope that he actually changes. Because this is a romance novel, and I know abusers, like, actually don't change. There's no way you can convince me they do. But, this isn't a novel, so sometimes things that don't make sense actually work in this universe. Yeah. The S&M part of the relationship, gross. Although very well described, gross. In my opinion anyway. And, I am firmly vanilla. Yay. And, I guess that's it. Next video I'll talk about... Oh, wait, add one more thing. He orders her around like a dog. Come. He says come a lot. I'm like, and not like that, I'll go like that as well. But like ordering around like a dog, like get up and do things, I'm like, she's not a dog, she's a human being. You could say, can you come here for a minute, please, Hannah? Because I want to talk to you. That's how you speak to people, thank you very much. But I'm going to go because YouTube's going to cut me off in a minute. In the next video I'll talk about why I think this is such a cultural phenomenon and some of the backlash, and I'll also refer to some of the articles that I read about it being banned and how I feel about that and stuff. So I'll see you soon. Toodles.